I've been looking forward to filming this video for so long. Ever since I got into knitting at the start of last year, I've always been very interested in hand dyeing yarn. When I was a little girl, also, I was just like obsessed with like making potions and like chemistry sets. Like, I'm absolutely awful at maths, but all those like tinkering and potion making and perfume making and blending, that just sounds to me like an absolute dream. So I went to a yarn show at the start of the year. I went to the Waltham Abbey Wool Show, and there was a stand there with a woman selling her at-home dyeing kits. The company is called Dyeing Made Easy. I took home one of the pamphlets, and for a good 2 months I sat on the decision of whether or not to sign up. And in the end, I decided, why not just go for it? This really excites me, and I thought it would be really fun to share what the process is like of starting to hand dye your own yarn. So I've got the first 2 months boxes with me here. I haven't been able to get started yet, but the time has finally come. So yeah, I'm going to learn some new techniques today, and we can do it together, and I can show you what the process is like, and maybe you will want to sign up too. I don't think it's absolutely necessary to sign up with these boxes, but they do kind of give you everything you need to get started, and like handy information packs. Like, basically it's a great way to kind of ease yourself in. The boxes are around £35 a month. It's a year-long course, but you can always cancel after the first 3 months if you're not enjoying it. But they've basically laid out the course so that every month you're learning a new technique, whether it be like dyeing in the microwave, speckling yarn, or like tonal gradients, or like dyeing with what you've got in your home, like garden and kitchen stuff. So it's all really well laid out. So I thought I'd quickly go through what was in the first box. This little handy notebook that I've already started making notes in because I'm super keen and very excited and wanted to get my head around the kind of ratios before I get stuck in. An introduction, all the like instructions that you need, and you get 2 yarns. This is a blue faced Leicester, 400 meters per 100 grams, superwash 4-ply, 2.5 to 4 millimeter needles, 50 grams, and you get 2 of these. I've taken the labels off actually because I've already prepped my yarn. So the first step in getting ready to hand dye is to wash your wool with either bicarb of soda or wool wash, and that's basically to get rid of any grease or any leftover like bits of dirt on there. You just want a really nice clean base. So I spent a whole afternoon washing and drying my yarn out in the garden, which was really nice. So all my yarn is prepped, and then you also get kind of all the tools you need. You get some spoons. You can't use any of the stuff that you normally eat with in your kitchen. You need like separate stuff. So spoons, some tongs. This really excites me. You've got a mask, some gloves, some little measuring spoons, and you get 2 dyes. So you get acid dyes, you get a violet acid dye, and you get a turquoise. And then I might as well show you what you get in your second box as well. So the first box is all about kind of the basics of acid dyeing. So basically how to prepare, how to soak your yarn, the kind of ratios you need, and then a couple of hanks to practice on. And then in the second box, you get a 5 20-gram mini skeins. Mine are actually soaking at the moment, but they basically look like this. Really nice quality, and it's a soft merino fibre. Perfect for sock knitting. I absolutely love these mini skeins. The second box is all about microwave dyeing. So the first box, you do it on the hob. The second box you can do in your microwave, and you can like start painting your yarn. So you can start experimenting with like different colours and gradients and tones and effects, which I'm so excited about. And I love the fact that they've sent mini hanks as well, so you can do lots of little experiments. And in the second box you get some pipettes, which is going to come in super handy for painting your yarn. You get a colour wheel, so you can see what colours kind of are suitable and compatible. And then you also get a couple more dyes. So we've also got an orange and a pink. Because I knew I was going to love this, I actually invested in a couple more bits. So I bought myself from Etsy, I bought myself way more colours of acid dyes. I will leave the Etsy seller down below. but I just went for some colours that I knew weren't going to be available in the box anytime soon. So I went for like a grey, a brown, a navy, some lemon shades, dark browns. So basically loads of different colours to experiment with. And on eBay I purchased loads of yarn, some of which is currently soaking. But I found, yeah, just loads more hanks basically, so I can really start experimenting and get started on this journey. So I'm just letting my yarn soak in some vinegar and then we can get started. I think this needs to soak for about an hour. It's been about 20 minutes. We've got a little while before we can start, but yeah, I'm gonna tidy up this space and then we can get started. Okay, my hair is up so I don't get dye on my hair because I think this stuff is really messy, and I'm just gonna get some gloves out. Okay, so we've kind of run into my first hurdle, and that is, I think my vinegar is really old. I've had this vinegar for a really long time. I used to use it for cleaning, but I could definitely do with getting a new one now. Anyway, I've got my vinegar and water in a 3:1 ratio on the hob. It's just heating up. And I am going to prepare my first dye. So I think to start I'm going to do a mini skein, and I'm going to see if I can make like my dream kind of like a pinkish purple shade. It's basically, I've got this jumper in this beautiful colour and I can't find any yarn to match it, so I thought I'd try and make my own. I'm going to do it on a mini hank. So I'm going to scoop out 100 ml of water from my pot. Okay, because I'm not doing a full hank, I'm just going to do half of this here. Look at this cute little chemistry station I've got set up. This is, I'm like, oh, I haven't even started yet. I'm having the best time. I'm going to add pink. Whoa, that doesn't look very pink, does it? Looks black. And violet. Okay, I'm going to use this tiny little thing here. 2, oh my god. 1, 2. Wow, that looks way more pink than I thought it would. Very, very pink. I'm wondering if I should add some more purple, but I know that it will probably change a little. So let's have a go with this. I've already made a mistake because I've touched the yarn with my gloves that have powder on them. But anyway, let's give this a go. I'm just going to pour this all in here and we'll see what happens. Whoa. I am so excited. Wow. Whoa, whoa. Whew, that is smelly. Ew. Okay, this is interesting because some of it is really catching and some of it isn't. So I'm just going to stir it around a bit. Whoa. Can you see that? That isn't really the colour I wanted though, but hey ho. I just realised that this colour isn't the one that I wanted it to be because I put purple in instead of turquoise, so I'm already doing a really bad job. And oh, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be boiling that much. It's come out like this, so it's super purple. I'm not a massive purple kind of person, so I thought maybe, oh god, maybe we could experiment and add a drop of turquoise in here. I'm literally not going to even add very much. What I might do is only add it to half. So if I scoop up half of the yarn and like rest it over that, and then I can dye each tip, I'm literally just going to add in a touch of turquoise. Not even a whole 0.5. I can't even see if that's going in. Well, all in the name of experimenting. Whoa, oh wow, oh wow. Well, this is fun. So I've only had it in there for a couple of moments, but I don't know if you can see, it's got really nice kind of dip dye effect that I really like. So I'm just going to put the rest of it in just to see if it wants to soak up any more of that turquoise. But I need to do this until the water comes out clear. And I don't know if you can see, but so far it is got a definite pink hue to it. So I just need to boil this until the water runs clear. The water is taking a very long time to clear. I'm not sure if that's because I added more dye a bit later on, or if maybe my pan isn't hot enough, or because I haven't got enough vinegar in here. I'm not sure, but I'm going to take this out now because I think I'm happy with the colour. I'm just going to lift it into this lid and I'm going to put it in some more hot water so I don't shock the yarn. It doesn't look like it, but it is almost clear now, and I've made up another pot of dye. Let's try this. I'm going to put this in there and maybe half of that. This is 2 parts pink, 2 parts turquoise. This is more like the colour I was imagining. This is so much harder than it looks. Oh, everyone that I've watched do it on YouTube makes it look so easy. But it's actually so hard to get it like an even colour. I think next I'm going to try doing some speckled, multicoloured like rainbow yarn, and we'll see what that looks like. I've made a new batch of vinegar liquid up, and I've divided it into all these little pots. So what I thought I'd do now is make loads of different colours, and then we can try doing a bit of a tie-dye effect. I have no idea if this is going to work, but I'm very excited about it. I think I'm going to use the pink base from what's already in the pot, and then we can add some sprinkles and colours on top of that. So pink, oh, let me get my colour wheel out. So purple goes with green and orange, apparently. I don't know about that, but we can definitely give it a go. So let's make up like a, ooh, grey. We've got golden yellow or lemon. I think I'm going to do golden yellow first up. And I think I want these also to be kind of pastel shades. So we're not going to use a big one of these. We're going to use little scoops like this. Oh no, got dye on my fingernails. Where are my gloves gone? Light brown, let's do a light brown. A little bit pink. So I've got all my colours here. I've got silver grey, golden yellow, I've got light brown, pink, and I've got turquoise. And I've also got some of this kind of turquoisey pink left over as well. So we're going to just have a little play around. Ooh, maybe we'll do half in now actually, and then we can experiment. I'm loving how this is looking. I kind of want to finish it there. I love all these pretty splats I've got on this yarn, so I think I'm gonna finish this here. Oh my god, you guys, I am so obsessed with this big hank that I did. I love all the colours through it. I do have a feeling these are going to be way more pastel when they are dry, but I really love how it goes from like light pink to more of a dark neon. I like how it's got all these blue splats in it, but I really love this bit here, so I think I'm going to try and recreate this bit here on its own hank, so not so much pink. I also really like this bit here, so I'm going to try and recreate more of like a yellow, purple, pink hank. So I've just added some more yellow into the pink that was in here, and I definitely need to top up my water and vinegar here as well. Okay, so I've just dunked this end in and a little bit of that end as well. I don't know if you can see that. It's going to be very pale, I think, because this is quite diluted, but Let's do some flicky bits and see what happens. It's all about experimenting. Oh no! God, I can't keep hold of these. I need like one of those flat tins like everyone has rather than one of these. Okay, so I really like the bright pops. But as I said, these are quite watered down, so I'm not sure how strong these colours are going to be once it's dry. I think now I'm going to try some speckling. I think I'm just going to sprinkle on some grey onto this. I don't know what that is going to look like. It might be a really bad idea, but I quite like the idea of it. So I've just got some in this and I'm going to tap it over. Oh no, that's really dark. Oh no. I wonder if I can lighten that up a bit with some purple. What do you guys think of this? Does that look cool or just a mess? I can't tell. Okay, with this one, I'm going to keep the base water clear, but I'm just going to put it on different colours. So I'm just waiting for it to heat up. Start adding some splots like that, and it will be a bit of a speckled, kind of pastel-y as well, I hope. Don't know if you can see that, it looks way brighter in real life. Ooh, I think this is going to be super pastel. I might need to add quite a lot more. Here are how the big hanks I did are looking now. This was the pink one. I'm really happy with how that came out. I'm just going to move that in there. Then we did the orange one, which again, really happy with how that came out. Oh my god, I'm so proud of myself. And then this is the pastel tie-dye one I just did. Again, I think that is going to be so pretty. On camera, this is just not picking up very nice, but there are so many little pops of yellow and blue. So I think that's going to be really nice once it's done. I've also got my two purple ones hanging up here. This was the first and then this was the second. And yeah, I haven't got the hang of like doing it all one colour so it's all equal. But this is only my first time, so practice will make perfect. I'm going to try something a little bit different for this one. So it has been soaking in vinegar, but I haven't put it in the hot tank just yet, but I thought I would try adding some splashes to it whilst it's like this. Maybe see if we can get some stripes or something, just with the dye that I've got left, because I've got quite a lot. I'm just using the same colours I have for all of these. I've got so much pink left. All of this I haven't really used, so let's add some of that. I think I could probably save this pink to next time maybe. And then a little bit more orange, yellow. That to me just looks so fun. Maybe a little bit of brown as well, why not? Just to tie it all in. And then I'm so tempted just to do some sprinkles. What kind of sprinkle colour would work well on that? Okay, maybe a touch of vermilion. I have no idea what colour this is, but it might ruin it, but it might also look kind of cool. So maybe a bit of lemon. And then also maybe a little bit of blue. Whoop-oh. And then maybe I can massage all of this in a bit, turn it over. Cool, this is looking fun. I quite like the vermilion, it's kind of like a dark red. And then I'll put this in the bath just to soak for a sec, I think. Okay, I've got one more left for today because that's all I soaked. I have got about 5 more mini hanks and 2 normal hanks, but I'm going to save those for next time and do a little bit more research in the meantime as well. But for this one I thought I'd go very, very different and do like a very dark, maybe navy emerald green. I love navy and I thought maybe I would just sprinkle this on instead of being delicate. I'm not going to be delicate. I'm literally going to put it on like that. Cool. Oh, I love this colour already. That's so nice. Oh my god, I wish I'd soaked more because I could do this all day long. Ooh, this is so pretty. I could even just leave it like that and it would be nice. I'm going to add a little bit more turquoise. Cool. This looks so nice. I'm going to add some more sprinkles of the navy. And I'm also tempted to add a tiny bit of red as well, but I don't know if that's me just being a bit fancy. Cool, I'm just going to leave that to do its thing for a moment whilst I get my other yarn out because it's been soaking for a while. Okay, here is the other one I just did. I think that looks kind of cool. It's very dark and moody in comparison to the other colours I've been doing, but I quite like it. Here they all are. So I'm going to wring these out with a towel. Not wring them out, but you know, just dry them a little, and then I'm going to hang them up outside. So it is a couple of days later and my yarn is all dry and I thought I would chat you through them. I had so much fun doing that. It was like the perfect way of unleashing my like inner creativity and I am now obsessed. I want to do it again and again and again. I've actually just bought some more like undyed yarn so I can do more experiments and learn more skills. I'm definitely considering also investing in like a tray instead of a pot to bake all the yarn, because I feel like that way I'd be able to get like better colour divides and maybe start doing some larger batches of the same colour of yarn. But let me talk you through what I've got. So my first 2 mini hanks, the first one was this. This was the pink and purple, and as you can see I think I may have slightly felted this yarn. It is just very crimped. I don't think I did the best job on this one. This was my first attempt and I think I was stirring it too much and agitating the yarn too much, so I definitely learnt my lesson there. It's also kind of just speckled and not really even, so I definitely need to work out what went wrong. I think maybe I didn't mix the dye enough or my vinegar was a bit old, so I'm going to invest in some more vinegar for the next time as well. But this was the one where I dunked in some blue on the end and it does have a really pretty blue running through it. So I am happy with how this came out despite it being a little bit felted maybe. This was the second one I did, that was turquoise and pink, and as you can see it's definitely more of the colour that I was thinking, but again very not blended. Like some strands are very pink and some strands are very blue. I really like the effect it gives, but it wasn't exactly where like what I was thinking. But I do prefer this colour way more than this. This is too pink, I think. This is definitely more of the vibe that I was going for, and I think that would just make a really pretty like little headband or little hairband, and yeah, they go quite nicely together as well. And then I did some just like mismatched ones. So This one came out so well. This is just so pretty. It's got oranges, it's got deeper blues and turquoises, it's got pinks, and I kind of love the effect that this gives. It's kind of moody. It's not like bright and vibrant. It's kind of more on the dusky side if you compare it to more bright colours in this. It's definitely a bit more muted, and there's something I love about this. So I think this might be one of my favourites from the day. I'm really looking forward to working this up and seeing, yeah, just seeing how this works. And I'll be sure to knit some of these up and insert some clips there so you can see what they look like once I've kind of wound them into balls. But right now I'm just loving these as hanks. They're so pretty. This was the one that I kind of tried to speckle some red, and I think that worked really well as well. I've got a kind of grey and pastel one here. Again, I absolutely love this. I really like the grey. It's kind of subtle, and I've got the pastel browns in here and some bright blues and yellows just splattered on. I think that works really well. This was the one that I did kind of dry, and I think it came out really nice. Again, I really like the kind of red speckles that I added in. Got some yellow making a green, and yeah, I really think that this kind of bright turquoise navy works really well. And then for a final experiment, I don't know if I filmed this, but I decided to try dyeing a mini hank that I hadn't previously soaked in the vinegar. So this one was completely dry. It was scoured and clean, but it wasn't pre-soaked in vinegar beforehand. And what I did was basically popped this in the pot after this had come out, so the pot still had some kind of blue dye left in it, and it just created the most pretty kind of greyish blue pastel mini yarn. So maybe the colour isn't as vibrant because there wasn't any fresh dye in there, and also because it hadn't soaked in vinegar beforehand, so it didn't take the dye as well. But perfect little pastel colour there, and also quite even. Like, it's definitely the most even out of all of them I've got, so I'm really happy with how that came out. Now on to the bigger size hanks, and I could not be more chuffed with these. The first one I did was this pink one, and it came out so nicely. So if you remember, I dunked one end quite a lot in the pink and it sat there for a while, and the other half I only dunked for a moment in the pink, and then in the middle I did all this pastel kind of painting, and this is how it came out. So it has pastel pink and then more of a dark neon, and then on the other end here, which just works out so nicely, it has all these kind of pastel pops of colour. So turquoise, pink, it's got some brown in there, it's got yellow. I just think that this came out so nicely. I really like how it also has those pastel pops running into the lighter pink as well. So happy with how this came out. I think it's worked out really beautifully, and if I open it up like this, you can kind of see that it kind of blends and flows quite nicely. So I just can't wait to see what this looks like all knit up, especially these little pops of colour here. I'm definitely thinking like a summer top I'll be able to make out of this because it's fingering. So I think I've got like 400 meters here, and also I think if I paired it with a mohair, it would kind of blend those colours out a little bit more if they were looking a little bit clustery. But I am all for experimenting at the moment and seeing what I can kind of achieve with these hand-dyed yarns. The second one I did was this one. God, the camera is not picking up these colours very well at all, but I will do some cutaways. So for this one I did kind of like a yellow base, and you can see that really dark yellow at one end here, and then it fades more towards like an undyed cream, but again with those bright neon pops of colour. And again, I love how this worked up. With this one I tried speckling for the first time, and I speckled with a grey, and I am not sure about how that came out. I don't know if you'll be able to see in the cutaways here, but it kind of just looks a little bit dirty where I put those grey speckles. So I don't know, I need to think about whether I want to go back over these with like a different coloured dye, maybe more of a blue, to make it look a little bit more intentional, because right now I am concerned that it just looks a bit dirty. But just again, so happy with how this came out. I think against my white t-shirt here you can see more of the colours So yeah, these like little spots of grey, I don't know, I'm not sure about it. It kind of looks a little bit messy, but I really love this bit here, how it's got all those yellows mixing with the blue. I think that will come out so well. And if anything, I could just probably add some more colour onto these. We shall see. And then finally, my final one was this, and this is so subtle. I don't think you can tell that I have dyed it unless you look up close. And at first I was like, oh, I'm not sure about that. It doesn't look like that intense, but on second thoughts, I actually love how this came out, and I don't think I am going to dye over it. I think I'm going to work it up and see what happens. So it's kind of like undyed. It definitely has a bit of a silver hue to it, but if you look on closer inspection, it has all these really pretty pastel like hints running through it, and I just love how some of these pastel stripes have come out. Like on some of these strands you've got like pink and blue and purple. It was painted so nicely, and yeah, just little pops of yellow, little pops of purple, little pops of blue, and again held with like a white mohair. I think that would look so pretty in a little summer top. So again, I'll open this out for you and you'll be able to see a little bit more that it's just got all these really pretty like light variegations, light bits of painting. And I got these pastel shades just by like watering down those little pots of dye that I'd already made. Okay, as you can see, like my yarn's so twisted. I need to get some of those like zip ties that I've seen people use on the internet for hand dyeing, because yeah, this is a bit of a mess. It didn't dry very straight, so I might need to like steam them straight before I go ahead and knit them. So happy with how all of them came out. Just retwisted it and I'm getting even more pops of pastel colour coming through, like these purples that I forgot I had in there. I can't believe I made all these. What the hell? I had so much fun, and now I'm just like obsessed. I can't stop looking at these, and I want to knit them up so bad. So I think I'm going to wind up, cake up this and maybe this one as well, and yeah, do some swatches so you can see what they look like. And if you guys have any projects that you think would work well, I have started making a list of some projects that would work well for these fingerings. Also for these mini hanks, I think these are all DK maybe. I'm kind of looking for like little mini stripy, scrappy projects that I could use to knit these up. And I've started already pairing some of these together. I'm not a sock knitter, but I do think that these would make perfect little socks. Maybe these two go really well, that could make a nice sock. Or I actually really like these two together. This kind of like moody one with this light grey blue, I think they go really nicely together as well. So I could do like a little stripy hat or little stripy neck scarf using both of these. I'm not sure those go. Maybe they do. Maybe I could do something with those as well. Of course, these two go really well as well. The kind of more pastel-y grey and the light blue. So I think next time I dye, I'm going to try to be a little bit more intentional about what colours I'm mixing and how I can use them together in projects. Like maybe I want to focus on like a pastel rainbow mini skein set, so that all the colours will really complement each other and I can knit them up into a project together, rather than just having these that don't really go, like only a couple go together. Maybe all those would go together actually. That would be a really nice set. It's just these purples that don't really work. So maybe, yeah, next time I need to dye some mini hanks of like pastels that would tie all this in together. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will leave links down below to the dyeing kit that I've got and the acid dyes that I bought from Etsy as well. I hope you've enjoyed it. Do let me know what one's your fave. Do let me know if at some point you would like to purchase one of my hand dyed yarns. I think it'd be so fun to make some like custom ones for people based on what kind of colours they like. I love the idea of doing that. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, subscribe. Let me know if you'd like to see more content like this and more of me dyeing in the future. And I will see you again very soon. Lots of love. Mwah.